So I think the phrase is kaboom, baby. But will the PXG ball be all about kaboom? Now, obviously PXG market their products fantastically, and Bob Parsons is very passionate about letting you know how good PXG are. But this year they've entered the golf ball market, and I'm going to compare the PXG ball to my current gamer, the Titleist Pro V1X, which is the #1 golf ball in golf. I'm going to hit driver, 7-iron, half swing, 56-degree wedges, a few chips and putts, look at the performance, talk about the feel. There's also a big one that the price is quite different on these two golf balls. But will this be kaboom, baby? And will this be, like they say, the ball that does it all? Right, so I'm going to test the ball in the usual fashion. So I'm going to hit 7-iron to begin with, then driver, then I'm going to hit some half swings with my sand wedge, hit some chips and putts, give you guys some feedback on kind of how the ball feels, which is ultimately the feedback I'll get, but give you numbers on TrackMan and let you know how does it perform compared to my Pro V1X. So I'm going to start with Pro V1X, 7-iron, 6 shots, and let's just get some numbers. That last one didn't quite get it. So we can see a little drop off in speed. PXG now, and see how that stacks up with 7-iron. I'm going to think straight away there, that just felt a little bit softer than Pro V1X. And number-wise, pretty good. But I do know Pro V1X is the firmer feeling of the Pro V family. So I'm quite happy that that maybe feels different, and I would understand why. And launch angle, everything looks pretty good. That one didn't spin at all, and it has measured that. That's not a calculated spin. Now, bearing in mind, I'm indoor. So this is dry ball, clean club. So that is a strange one, and I might take that out if that's an abnormal one, but that has been measured. But it does feel different. I mean, again, their spin numbers at 6,500, 161. Ball speed nice and quick at 117. And again, very, very consistent. Great carry at 163, spin at 6,500. And no massive surprise here. We're seeing very consistent numbers. And I would say when I do ball testing, I do find with 7-iron, particularly golf balls that are in the same bracket, they do perform incredibly similar. So one last one. Again, that one just not quite measured, but still at 6,500. So let's look at the averages for those two. So we see average club head speed, very similar, around about that 87 mile an hour. More ball speed out of the PXG, but I did have that one miss hit with the Pro V. So if I took that out, still a little bit more ball speed out of PXG, but I did swing it slightly quicker. Smash factor, obviously a little bit higher. Launching, very, very similar. Spin a little bit more with Pro V1X, but again, that's that low spinner there. So if you take that out, a little bit more spin with the PXG ball, a little bit longer with PXG, but all in all, incredibly similar. Right, so that shifts us into driver. Now, I'll be honest, do you think the driver element strike massively affects? So I'm going to hit a few with them, but again, I'm expecting pretty similar numbers. And I know kind of, as long as I put decent strike on it, I know what my numbers are going to be with Pro V1X. that was a little bit towards the toe. So that one just a little bit blocky, spin numbers up a little bit there. And that one there, probably about as good as I'm doing at the moment with driver. That one nice and accurate. Good strike. And very much like I said, I know what that's going to produce. So I'm not going to hit loads with Pro V1X. There's a couple there a little off centre, but the last couple really, really good strikes and kind of the numbers I expected. So we move on to PXG. Does feel nice off driver. So ball speed again, very impressive. Good spin rate, and again, very, very similar numbers. So that one not quite as good a strike. A little bit low toe. Ball speed really dropped off. Again, that's not really ball, that's more me. And then, like I said, I'm not going to do loads with driver, so let's just go one more. Try and get a really good flush one. Felt solid. And again, looking at nearly 157 ball speed, 260 carry and 286 total. So we look at driver. Club head speed, obviously incredibly similar because I'm doing the same thing. Ball speed, very, very similar. Fastest one, again, a little bit quicker with PXG. Smash factor, about the same. Launching, pretty similar. Spin was a bit higher on the PXG, but that was really down to that one there. So I took that off. We can see not a million miles, and again, like I said, that's all about strike. Right, so straight away, I would say 7-iron and driver, incredibly similar. PXG maybe just edging it. Now, it's actually this next test that makes me pick Pro V1X. So I'm looking for my half swing, should be around 65, 70 yards carry. But I'm looking for lots and lots of spins so that the ball might jump forward but finish round about its landing point. And in testing so far, Pro V1X has been the highest spinning ball for me, hence why I play it. So let's hit a couple, 2 or 3 maybe with this, just to get some numbers and just make sure I'm still doing what I want. So 65, 8,195 spin. So I tell you what, the PXG ball has got its work cut out because that is just a phenomenal number for me. And again, good little strike, carried a little further, but spin really, really consistent. And I'll be honest, I don't need to hit more with that because I know what that does. Right, so same swing, half swing. Now, as a general rule, the softer ball hasn't always spun as much, and it definitely has felt softer so far. So let's go half swing. Let's see how this ball performs. So again, good strike. I know it's calculated, but spin numbers there are absolutely fantastic at 8,500. That one maybe going to be a couple of yards short, but still spinning around that 8,000, which is great. And definitely that softer feel is different for me. It's not that I don't like it, and there, 9,200 spin. Let's just go one last one. Again, love that. Again, really, really good numbers. Maybe move around a little bit. Right, so even though I'm indoor, and I've definitely felt a difference, I'm just gonna hit a few little chip shots with both, just to give you a bit of idea on feel more than anything. There are some numbers up there, but I'm not going to pay too much attention to those. So if I was just playing a little chip shot around the green, that's very how I'd expect Pro V1X to feel. It's a little bit clicky, but I know it's a slightly firmer feeling golf ball, so that's fine. Let's go PXG. It's definitely felt softer on the shot so far. Yeah, don't know that feels loads different if I'm being honest on the chip shot. So let's do the old very unscientific test. So Pro V1X, definitely that familiar little clicky sound. Let's get rid of that. PXG, definitely feels softer, definitely feels softer. Doesn't feel as soft as maybe the old Bellata days. For any of you guys who are under the age of 30, Google it, Bellata golf balls, what I grew up with, the premium ball. So definitely feels different on the chipping. Now I'm gonna hit a couple of putts. Again, I know it's indoor, but I'm just gonna feel off the putter face what it feels like. So again, don't need to worry about TrackMan numbers here. This is just kind of, I know how this is gonna feel. You know, no insert on the putter. I love that. I will say I love it because it's what I'm used to, but PXG ball, for me, definitely feels just that little bit softer. Right, so first of all, is the PXG ball a good golf ball? From the limited test I've done there, yes, I think the numbers are very, very good. Numbers on driver always move around, even with a few millimeters difference in strike. But performance-wise, 7-iron driver, pit shots especially, that at the moment very slightly outperforms that. Now it does feel different, and there are obviously other golf balls available other than Pro V1X, but that's what I play. So PXG ball, I think it's a really, really good ball. I think the big thing is it's also at a cheaper price point than the Titleist ball. So if you're someone who likes premium ball, likes the ball to spin a lot, the PXG ball is a fantastic ball from what I can see. Is it the golf ball that's gonna conquer all? I don't know. I think it's ticking a lot of boxes. If you've always played Titleist or TaylorMade and you love it, they're still great golf balls. Srixon, everyone else, Bridgestone. If you are interested though, they're definitely worth a try. And there's a real possibility, looking at those numbers, that I just might put that in my bag for this year.